Got a bit of a summer special video for us today. Went on vacation the last week to San Clemente. If you're not familiar with that, it's on the coast of California, just north of San Diego a little bit. Beautiful town if you get a chance to go. And we're walking out onto the pier at night. The pier's a pretty cool spot. You can fish if you like to fish during the day or at night. There's also a pretty good restaurant there, but enough of that. Basically, I wanted to see what we could see underwater. My brother has this GoPro camera and a waterproof case and the mount, and I had an Arkfeld Ultra flashlight. We're going to see if we can combine the forces and see any fish down here. So this is a group of my friends from back home in Nevada mostly, and we're just going to drop this little rig into the water. We've got a 3-pound weight at the bottom to act as sort of an anchor, and we're hoping that flotation device in the back of the camera case kind of holds the camera up maybe 4 or 5 feet off the bottom of the ocean. Didn't quite work perfectly as we planned, but we did see fish. So that's a big win. Cool thing was my brother was able to connect his phone via Bluetooth to the GoPro, and we were actually able to see what was going on right when we pulled the camera up. So pretty awesome. Yeah, I've got some fish here checking out what the heck this thing is we just threw in the water. We looked into this, by the way, to make sure it was legal. We weren't going to disturb anything. We also used zip ties to make sure, just as like a safety, that we weren't going to accidentally leave anything down there. The one thing we were worried about was tangling the rope. We just used 100 foot of paracord. We were worried that we could get it tangled on the barnacles on the posts of the pier, so we tried to drop it in between posts and kind of swing it out into the waterways. Because yeah, the current was a bit intense. You'll see that in a shot coming up. So yeah, this attempt number 3, I cut out attempt number 2 because we really didn't see much. So let me show you this one because we probably saw the biggest fish on this attempt here. So as you can see, we're swinging the weight just above the water and then releasing it, and that's how we get a little bit of distance away from the pier. And yeah, this time around we saw a fish swim up to the camera, kind of check it out, and then we saw a really big fish that'll appear on the lower right hand of the screen in just a few moments. But yeah, really cool to see these fish. I have no idea what they are. If you do, if you're familiar with these type of fish, you can put them in the comments for us. But yeah, really neat to see. The water it was more clear than other years that I had been to this area, to my memory anyways, but there was still a lot of sediment and debris in the water, so we didn't have crazy good visibility. And I think we had the camera on turbo mode here. We tried medium mode the first time around. Seems like both worked pretty well. But yeah, as you can see, the camera is getting slammed around and dragged around by the current here. I later learned that pulling up on the string a little bit helped to kind of take the slack out of the line. But yeah, really fun little thing to do. And yeah, we just made sure that none of our equipment was going to fall off, like I mentioned before, just with zip ties and tying it down pretty tight and clamping the mount, etc. Didn't want to lose my brother's camera and didn't want to lose the flashlight. Flashlight, by the way, Olight Ultra, Arkfeld Ultra, I should say. It's a flat style flashlight. Made some videos about it. And it's got an IPX8 waterproof rating, which just means it can be submerged in 2 meters of water for up to 30 minutes, I believe. We took it way deeper than that in this. I think the deepest, based on the amount of string that was wet, was around 40 feet deep at the very end of the pier. That'll be a shot coming up later on. So very impressed. It was deep, so deep that we could barely see the light that the flashlight was putting out in the water the further down it went. But yeah, really cool that the flashlight survived. It's actually still functional now. So yeah, pretty impressed with that. Don't know what kind of pressure is at that depth. And you know, we weren't at the very bottom of the ocean because we were suspended maybe. I think we added more length in between the camera and the anchor, so to speak. So we were maybe like 20 feet deep to 30 feet deep on the final attempt. But yeah, Arkfeld Ultra held up. It's not rated to do this sort of thing. It's not a diving light by any stretch, so do not rely on it for that purpose. But in this little experiment, it survived and worked pretty well for us. So yeah, the camera work is obviously not great. No one's holding the camera itself. It's just kind of spinning around in the water, kind of at the mercy of wherever it points in this situation. But at least for me, it beats getting in the water at night in the ocean. That would be pretty freaky to me. Never know what's down there. Yeah, so I hope you've enjoyed getting a little look at what's under the waves. I know I really enjoyed checking out the fish, just seeing the life going on under the pier at night. Yeah, I dare say we saw more fish than a lot of the fishermen that fish off the pier. Fishing off the pier is really fun. I did it once, caught a really tiny fish, and then threw it back and didn't catch anything else after that. But it is just fun being out there. And then, yeah, there's a lot of groups, especially during the day, that fish, and it seems like a good community. Never been a part of that myself, but yeah, pretty cool, pretty chill. And yeah, I want to thank my friends for coming along and helping out. It was kind of fun. Each of us had our own little role on the team. Like, one dude was like cutting and tying rope. One guy was managing all the slack when we were, dropping it and pulling it back up. And yeah, building the little rig and getting to and from the pier. So it was just kind of cool to have a little squad, a little team doing that. So thank you guys if you ever see this video that were on me with this little adventure. Pretty cool. Let's do it again sometime. But yeah, on that note, if you have any tips or tricks for how to do this better, maybe ideas, please share them, because this is something I think I want to do again. I know flashlight fishing is a thing. We weren't actually fishing. We had no bait, no hooks, anything like that. We were just kind of seeing what we could see. But I know people do fish with light, and apparently it can be kind of effective. I don't know a thing about that, but some fish did seem curious earlier on, coming to check out the light, the camera. So yeah, in years future, I hope to maybe see like a ray or a sand shark, nurse shark, something like that. That would be really neat. I know they're in the area, so it'd be cool to see something like that. We didn't this time around, but pretty happy with what we did see. It was pretty encouraging on the very first drop to see fish within about, 20 seconds of dropping in the water. So that was pretty encouraging. Made us want to do this more and more. And then, yeah, off the very deepest part of the pier, it's crazy to me that the flashlight survived. I was really expecting everything just to go dark. So from the top of the pier, looking down into the water, you could see like a little glowing spot to tell where the kind of rig or the camera was. And I was just expecting that to go dark, but it never did. Here's a look at some of the fish that are in the area. I don't know what it is that we saw, but anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you're having a good summer as well, and hope to see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.